breakfast, I was talking to my wife and said, I'm a bit anxious today because I've been asked to speak with 200 plus people who are already excellent, and we're trying to get even more excellent. So she said, who invited you to talk about excellence? You know, my wife, who thinks she's my husband, she said, for 20 years, I've been asking you to put the coaster under a coffee cup and you don't do that. Now, what is it you have to teach about excellence? So on that note, even more anxious, I'm here. So thanks for your time this afternoon. I would like to take 2 or 3 slides talking about what Sulekha does and where excellence fits into that. What Sulekha does is the simplest way to do is whatever you want in your city, whether it is trying to find a business or trying to locate somebody else who has to lease an apartment in terms of classifieds. We seek to serve people in about 50 cities. And both online and on the mobile platform, both in the US for Indians there and for Indians here in India. So it has become pretty complex in terms of we get about 10 million visits a month. We serve about tens and thousands of small businesses. And we have, by the time I finished this sentence, one ad got posted on Sulekha already. So there is a lot of work needs to be done, satisfying users on one end, and also trying to deliver responses to small to medium businesses who pay us money. And infrastructure-wise, it has also become pretty complicated of about 10 offices, 500 employees, and all these things. And I think as companies get larger, it becomes more and more important to create a culture, because you don't have what you call the line of sight. You know, a lot of times you don't even know the names of employees who are working for you. Right? If you're in a building and you're going down the lift, somebody is in the lift, you're really not sure if the person is in your company or not in the company, because it's become a big organization. In such a situation, what do you do to create a culture where it is, right? And that becomes a major challenge in terms of how do you create the processes, how do you create the systems, how do you create that enthusiasm for people to believe they're part of an organization becomes the biggest challenge. Hypergrowth is just as difficult as no growth is. Right? So this is the value proposition. Whatever you want in your city, you can get, whether it is related to home needs or office needs or car needs and so on. I'm going to show an ad, right, which I think symbolizes excellence, which is we needed to capture the value proposition of what Sulekha does in form of a TV ad. So the ad I'm going to show you is one of the 250 ads out of roughly 150,000 entries that got entered into the Cannes Ad Film Festival. And this was one of the 250 ads from around the world that won an award. And from India, it's one of the 12 that won an award. And it is an animation ad that shows that whatever you want, you can get it fulfilled to Sulekha. It was created by artists from a small village. Each panel, there are about 4,500 panels that were drawn, and they were drawn by artists, and those were converted into an animated ad, and that was what appealed to the audience.
whatever you want in your city.
So this ad was created by about several artists from a small village, and I think the way they put it together, I think that alignment with what they wanted to create, I think an outstanding creative for us. I would like to break my talk into two sections. One is our view, and this symbolizes not just of mine, but also of our company, the philosophy of excellence, and then I would like to second part talk about the mechanics of excellence. Right? The first one is there is in the practice of Zen, there is a meditative practice in which the self and what you're working on, that distinction becomes void, right? So they say that when one doesn't separate what he's working on, then he's set to care about what he's doing, right? When one has this feeling, then he also sees the inverse side of caring, which is what you call quality or excellence, right? It is you're working on something, you and the